Yoga. Hello everybody, this is session 4. So today we're going to be introducing some more standing postures. I'm sure you've heard of the triangle, so we're going to do that today, and we're also going to do a bit of floor work and especially the twisting series. Now as we progress each class, they will get a little bit more challenging, so do be prepared for that, but we're going to do it in a really methodical, logical way. We're going to start, as we always do, in what's called corpse pose, shavasana, our deep relaxation, so that we can get rid of everything that we've accumulated during the day, and that includes thoughts, anxieties, too much negative energy. We're going to just let it go and allow our body to completely relax. Even if you've had a good day, you'll have built up some sort of tension through the body. So I'm going to get Jamie in now and take you through that initial relaxation, where we're going to be establishing our breathing again, the abdominal breathing that we've been learning to do. Okay, so Jamie, ready when you are. So just coming to the floor and just pointing your feet. So if you put the heels around the end of your mat. Okay everybody, so just make sure that you've got the right equipment. Wait a minute. And using the breath, so we inhale and raise the arms up. Pointing the toes. So I'm going to just hold Jamie's toes, but that's the feeling that you need, that somebody's actually going to hold the toes. And tucking your bottom under and chin to chest, you're going to lower yourselves really, really slowly. I want you to use the buttocks here, go down as slowly as you can. And as the weeks progress, you're going to find that gets easier and easier, because what you're actually doing is strengthening your abdominal muscles as well as protecting your back. So just take your hands away from the body so that the shoulders feel nice and relaxed, and your feet should be mat width apart. Now what's really useful here is to actually just lift your head and have a look and make sure you're lying straight, because sometimes we think we are and we're at a slight angle. That's great. So just going to make sure that Jamie's shoulders are relaxed. So if that's you and you hold a lot of tension in your shoulders, just make sure that you feel like you're letting those go towards the floor. And if you feel the shoulders a bit too close to your ears, just hutch your shoulders down. That's it. Think about your shoulder blades coming down the spine. Okay, here we go. So just closing the eyes. We're going to take a nice long deep inhalation. Inhale through the nose, and then out through the mouth. We're going to blow for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now if you find it ever difficult to relax, no matter what you're doing, that inhale and then very, very slow exhale for 7 really does center your mind. You feel much calmer, you feel the body begin to relax and sink into the mat. Now we're going to make sure that our palms, if possible, are turning up towards the sky, and just let your fingers naturally curl in, so don't stretch them out, just keep your palms nice and soft. Slightly tuck the chin in. Now if you've got really tight shoulders and actually a very tight neck, what is very useful is to have a block or a cushion just underneath. So I'm just going to lift Jamie's head and just place this underneath, and that will help him just relax his neck a little bit more, allowing him to stretch out that neck without too much force. Now for some people that won't be very comfortable, and if you feel that's not very comfortable for you, then you can take it away. So if Jamie, that's not comfortable, just let me know. Okay. So closing the eyes, we're going to start by scanning the body. So we're going to use our inside eyes and scan the body for any tension. So as this is week 4, class 4, you will already have noticed parts of the body that you hold your tension. So it could be the back of the neck, it could be the jaw, it's probably the shoulders, lower back, hips. And the other place is the ankles and the feet. We hold a lot of tension in those ankles. So just let the whole leg roll open right from the top of the leg, from the hip. And watch out for any tension in those big toes. And the same as the hands, thumbs tend to be the place where we hold our tension. So just really take a nice long breath again. Inhale through the nose. And a nice big sigh. Good. So we're going to bring our awareness to our breathing. When we're busy all day, we just take our breathing for granted, and the only time we're going to notice it is if we're feeling very anxious, if we're feeling like we're having to run around too much, and if we're feeling uncomfortable. But actually it's really nice to know, to remind yourself what it feels like when you're just feeling relaxed. What does the breath feel like when you're feeling chilled? We only ever focus, it seems, on the negative aspects of almost everything. So yoga is actually about recognizing how well you're feeling, maybe how relaxed you're feeling, and feeling very good about taking control of your health and well-being, which is what you're doing right now. So we're going to place our hands again on our lower abdomen. Your thumbs are kind of going to be, or your fingers around the navel. So everyone's going to be slightly different. As long as you feel the belly rising as you breathe in and lowering as you breathe out, your hands are in the right position. You want your elbows far enough away that your wrists are relaxed. They should just be kind of resting on your body. No tension in those fingers. Just let them relax. The focus here is for you to be able to feel your tummy rising and falling as you breathe in. So we're going to breathe in through the nose, nice and slowly. Past the chest, and imagine your belly is a balloon which is filling now with your breath. And as you exhale, that belly is going to empty just like a balloon, and the fingers will drop towards your spine. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, hold. Exhale down, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, and hold. Exhale down, 2, 3, 4. Now I want you to carry on doing that, mentally counting. But what I also need you to do is relax your ribs. The muscles between the ribs are called intercostals, and those muscles are helping the ribs open and close. But if they're tight, then your breathing is going to be inhibited. So try to relax your jaw, your neck, your shoulders, your ribs. There should be no movement in the chest here. Just think about your breath going all the way down towards your lower abdomen, and then lowering and watching the breath come out. So the watching means with those inside eyes. So you're inhaling, watching your breath come in, past your chest, down into the belly, rising like a balloon, exhaling down, watching the breath come out of the body, past the chest and out of the nose. So keep your mind focused on just that. And when you're just watching your breath, all other thoughts disappear. That's lovely. Now if you feel that you've accomplished the abdominal breathing, and that's the kind of breathing you're going to do throughout your practice, and in actual fact it's something you should adopt in everyday life, because it's what's called our natural breathing pattern. When we were babies we breathed in this way, and as we grew older and became more tense, the breathing became more up into the upper chest, and with that is increased tension as well. So just taking the hands back down towards the floor, so just opening up from the elbows, palms up, that's it. Make sure you're quite relaxed around the top of your arms, and we're going to establish our Ujjayi breathing. Now remember we called it Ujjayi because it's quite dynamic, it's a victorious breath, it means victorious in Sanskrit, but actually what it is, it's a technique for clearing your throat of mucus, and it's also to help you breathe out really well, so you'll be able to hear it and you'll be able to feel it, and it's the kind of breath you're going to use only on out breath. So it's only when you're breathing out, but it encourages you to completely empty your lungs. And if your lungs are completely empty, then they're going to be able to be filled up as well. So as we inhale, as normal, inhale for 4, 2, 3, just 3 counts, hold for 1. And then as you exhale for 4, slightly close the little valve at the back of the throat until you can hear that kind of rushing sound at the back of the throat. Inhale. And then as you begin to exhale, just slightly close your epiglottis, that little valve at the back, till you can hear it. So it's a lovely sound, like a breeze through the trees. It could sound like the waves rushing up onto a pebble beach. Anything that helps you just focus on this type of breathing. It really encourages you to use your abdomen as you breathe out, and you're going to empty your lungs. That's lovely. Okay, so by now I hope that your day's anxieties, tensions, all your positive things as well that's happened during the day are just beginning to rest and leave the body, a bit like emptying a page. Just think about having a nice clean page, and everything has been cleared from your desk as well. Think about your mind as your desk or your workspace, and it's completely cleared. That's brilliant. Okay, we're going to start to bring our awareness back to our body now. So just gently moving your toes and your fingers, and you're just going to roll your head from side to side. So just take your time, just roll that head nice and gently. So what you're doing here is just beginning to wake up the spine and get those muscles moving. All right, good. Bringing your legs together. Now here's where we're going to synchronise the breath and the movement. Now if you've got a block behind you or a cushion behind your head, you can take that away now. That's it, just pop it out of the way. And then we're going to really stretch the body out. So this is where we learn to synchronise breath and movement, because every single yoga posture is precipitated by an inhale or an exhale. So inhale and slowly lift the arms towards the sky. Inhale, reach through the fingers to the sky. And as you exhale, lower the arms down behind you. And I want you to notice your ribs lifting and opening. Now we're going to stretch the body. Inhale, push those heels away so your quads, your thighs are really engaged. Squeeze the buttocks, spread those toes and fingers, mouth open. You're going to stick your tongue out, squeeze your buttocks and lift them off the floor. So dig those heels into the mat. Dig the upper body. It's not easy. You may not even come off the floor, but you will be heating your spine. And exhale. Completely relax. Let your feet flop open. The shoulders relax. The elbows relax. Just let everything chill. Brilliant. Inhale. Sweep the arms up towards the sky. And as you exhale, you're going to bring one knee in, holding onto the front of it. And then the other knee. Hold onto the other knee. And keep squeezing the breath as you bring the forehead to the knees. So here you're squeezing the breath from the body. Inhale, lower the back and the feet to the mat. Now keep your knees bent, feet on the mat. Okay, so we're going to prepare ourselves now for coming up. If you've got normal blood pressure, guys, I want you to roll to your right side. But if you've got low blood pressure, or you think you might have, you need to roll onto your left side because you're going to stimulate the heart. So whichever is the right thing for you, you're going to slightly lift the hips as you roll over so that you stay on your mat. Just curl up for a moment, hands underneath so that you're coming up nice and carefully. You don't want to come up too fast, that's great. And then using your free hand, you're going to push yourselves up and come up to a sitting position. All right, so last week, or during those last courses, we were discussing how to sit up properly. So comfortable sitting position is different for everybody, but what I'd really like to do today is give you this option for those of you who are still struggling with your knees and your hips. All right, so going up you get. So we're going to sit this way so you can see Jamie's spine. He's going to sit on here and come sideways. And we're going to do our dynamic diaphragmic breathing exercise to get as much oxygen around the bloodstream as possible. You're going to exercise your lungs. You're going to make sure that they are strong, getting strong and getting as much oxygen, not just into the bloodstream, obviously, but also up towards the brain as well. So if you've been working hard today in a small space or indoors, this is going to help you get as much oxygen as possible. All right, nice straight spine, everybody. So your comfortable sitting position, everyone's a bit different. This is another option, especially for people with tight hips. This gives you a beautiful straight spine. So just rest your hands, you can just rest them down on top of your thighs. For those of you sat in a comfortable position, you can either have them up, first finger and thumb together, or you can have them down, whatever's most comfortable. So really the key here is that beautiful long spine. So just think about lifting right through the crown. Don't lift your chin, just keep that level with the floor. And we're going to do our deep inhales and exhales to get as much oxygen on board as possible. Now let's just use the hand technique. So you're going to cup your hand, put it just like this under your nose, so that you're going to blow into your nose through into your hand through your nose. So let's start trying. You're going to notice, if you want to have a look first before you try it, that Jamie's belly will, the diaphragm, that's that dome-shaped muscle, is going to pull towards his spine as he exhales. So here we go. Just keep going. No, nice and strong. Nice and strong out through the nose, as if you were trying to blow something out of the nose. We do this naturally when we sneeze, or just when we're trying to clear our nose. But what you don't realise is that you're actually using this yoga technique as the belly is pulling towards it. Now, every time you do try to blow into that cup, you're going to relax in between, aren't you? So it's just blow forcefully, relax in between. That's it. Exhale. Now you can try putting your hand down if it feels comfortable. Exhale, 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 exhale. Try closing your eyes so you really concentrate. And you want to blow out through that nose as hard as you can, but keep your lips gently sealed. Exhale, and that way there'd be more breath coming out through the nose. It's going to feel weird at the beginning, but I expect you're on your own while you're doing this, so don't worry. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Okay, now that last breath, out breath, keep breathing out till this tummy really feels like it's drawing back towards the spine. And keep going until the tummy feels really firm. You're going to feel a bit dizzy, don't panic, that's only oxygen. Okay, and take a deep breath in. Brilliant. And exhale. Really pull the navel back towards you and think about using that little valve at the back of the throat. Now just take a half breath in, just ever so soft, half breath. So you should have a nice rounded belly. Think about the Buddha's belly here, and we're going to hold the breath. So again, if you've opened your eyes, try closing them. You're just retaining the breath now, so you're not going to breathe in all right, you're just holding it. And guys, if you're feeling confused, don't worry. You can always just zip this little bit back, rewind it, and have a look again. That's the beauty of this particular method of working. Okay, and breathe out. Lovely, and just breathe normally. Okay, we're just going to place our hands on our lower abdomen like this. That's it, and we're going to keep the eyes closed and continue with nice, slow, rhythmic breathing. So we're going to inhale into the hands. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, and hold. And as you exhale, use that little valve at the back of the throat and pull the navel back towards the spine. So this is you sitting up doing your abdominal breathing. Breathe in. Breathe out. Use that valve as you breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Just place your hands back onto your knees for a moment. Keeping the eyes closed, I want you to register how you're feeling. Your mind and your breath work together. So if you calm and control your breath, you will calm and control your mind. I promise you that is the key to mental well-being, is connection to the breath. That's beautiful, well done. Inhale and stretch the arms forward and up. Inhale. Up you go, up, 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 up. Lift your chin, lift the chin so you really stretch the muscles. That's great. Now if you're sitting or kneeling, just fold forward towards the front. Just fold forward so you give your spine a little bit of a stretch. That's great. We're all going to be a bit different here, but you're just stretching out these muscles. So you could go a little bit further. Everyone's a bit different here, but you're just stretching out and then roll up, coming up from the base of the spine to a sitting position. Fabulous. Okay, and I'm going to take over now and do the sun salutation with you, and Jamie will join us again for the floor sequences. All right, so what we did on our last session is that we had already started to work on our sun salutation. Now, the thing about the sun salutation is 10 minutes of this a day, and you're going to keep well oiled, your muscles are going to be warmed up, your heart rate's going to go up, the joints of the body are going to be exercised. It is the best possible thing you can do. So guys, find your 10 minutes. Takes a little bit of time to master, but that's what we're going to do today. So coming to the front of your mat, I'm going to do it sideways. I don't know how you've got your mat set up, but it's quite nice for me to go sideways so that you can actually see the whole series. So come to the front of your mats, please. That's great. And I want you to be about 2 inches from the front, and if possible, place your feet together. We're going to have a nice long spine. So think about your tailbone pulling down towards your heels, and you'll notice your tummy lifts up beautifully. So posture is everything. So if you're collapsed like this, really try pulling that tailbone down, rolling your shoulders up towards the ears and rolling them back down. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands together in prayer position. I want you to lock your thumbs, so cross them over. Inhale, reach forward and back. Now squeeze your buttocks forward. Exhale, lengthen as you come to the floor. Now bend your knees if you have to. Inhale, step back with your right leg. Now push forward as you take your knee to the floor. Hold your breath as you step back into a plank position. Really squeeze those buttocks. Exhale, your knees, chest. Now here you go forward. Keep the bottom sticking up in the air. Use your feet to slide along the mat and then push up through the arms. Tuck your toes under. Press back into down dog. Try to relax those ankles. Now if you need to, you can come to the knees before you step forward with your right leg. So whichever's easier for you. Exhale, forward fold. Again, bend your knees if you have to. Inhale, take your arms forward. Squeeze the buttocks as you gently arch back. And exhale, namaste. That's one side, so we're going to do the other side now. Are you ready? Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Cross your thumbs. Inhale, reach forward and back. Now really squeeze your buttocks forward. Exhale, try not to collapse. Bend your knees if you have to. Hands to the floor. Inhale, step back, left leg. Ease into your hips by pushing forward. Hold your breath as you step back into a plank pose. Now really squeeze those buttocks and arms. Exhale your knees. Now here, stick your bottom and chin out as you fold forward. Use your feet to push forward into cobra. Use your arms to push up. Tuck your toes under. Try to keep your feet together if you can. Exhale, press back. Now if you need to, you can drop your knees to the floor. Step forward, left leg. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees if you have to. Inhale, reach forward with your arms. Squeeze the buttocks forward. Exhale, prayer. Okay, we're going to do that again. This time when we come up, we're going to move straight forward rather than splitting it into two sides. Deep breath in. Exhale, prayer position. If your shoulders are tight, you can keep the arms separated. Push forward. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees if you have to. Inhale, Right leg back, knee down, chest lifted. Hold your breath, step back into plank. Exhale to the floor, sticking your bottom out so your hips are off the floor. Use your feet, inhale, push forward and up. Feet together, exhale, down dog. For those who can, you can just step forward with your right leg, otherwise continue to drop your knees. Exhale, forward fold, bend the knees if you have to. Inhale, sweep forward, push those hips forward. Now we're going straight forward this time. Exhale, inhale, left leg back, knee down, chest lifted. Hold your breath as you step back into plank, really squeeze every muscle but the face. Exhale your knees. Now here, stick your bottom and chin out as you fold forward. Inhale, push through the feet, raise through the arms. Tuck your toes under, press back, that famous down dog. Inhale, left leg forward, again, drop your knees if you have to. Exhale, forward fold. Reach forward, squeeze the buttocks as you gently arch back. And again, your last round, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right leg back, knee down, chest lifted. Retain your breath, strong plank pose. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, push forward into cobra. Try and separate those heels. Tuck your toes under, press back. Now it's all in the arms here. Really press back through the arms. Lower your knees if you have to, otherwise right leg forward, knee down, chest lifted. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, reach forward, squeeze the buttocks forward. Exhale, last part of this round now. Inhale, left leg back, knee down, chest lifted. Hold your breath, strong plank pose everybody, straighten those arms. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Using your feet, slide forward, push up through the arms. Tuck your toes under and press back into down dog. Now I'm going to hold this for 2 or 3 breaths. If you're really tight here, try separating your feet, pushing back through the hands and just keep the knees bent. So by bending the knees, you're really going to push that tailbone up and really use the breath. So what you don't want to do is go forward. You want to use those hands and push back. Beautiful. Breathe. Come down onto your knees, push back, and then come back by bringing your left leg forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach forward, squeeze those buttocks, and come back into prayer. Okay, just stay there for a moment and notice your heart rate's gone up. Now, of course, it's gone up because it's a cardiovascular exercise, but we don't want to stay like that, so we need to control our breath. So just breathe in nice and slowly. Breathe out through the mouth, even slower. That's brilliant, well done. Okay, so whichever way you've got your mat, you want to stand sideways now. So I'm going to stand this way. I'm going to take a nice wide stride like this. Make sure that your middle 2 toes are pointing straight ahead, as if they were train tracks. So you don't want to be turned out, you don't want to be turned in. Nice and wide, but not too wide. And we're going to do a nice forward fold. So taking deep breath, inhale and take your arms really slowly out to the side. Just reach forward to where it feels comfortable and keep your weight just in front of this feet. You should almost be able to lift your heels up and take your hands down to your ankles. Inhale and lift the body, and then exhale and take it down a little bit lower using your wrists. Keep the weight forward. Now we're all going to be different here, so please don't stress. Your hands might be right up here. It doesn't matter. What really matters is you just getting a nice gentle stretch through the spine. Inhale and lift, and this time we're going to take our hands to the right side. So taking them to the right, so some of you might be on your shin, some of you might be able to get down to the ankle. Either way, you're going to pull and see if you can twist around towards the right. So what you're doing is stretching the back all through that left side. And come back to centre, and then to the other side. Deep breath in, and then just gently pull. Now guys, if you only go a centimetre, it doesn't matter, because that was a centimetre more than you went before. So everyone's going to be different. Just work to your own level. The key is the breath. So as you breathe in, you're preparing, and as you breathe out, you're going deeper. And slowly come up. So it's quite strong on those legs, and close the pose. And just move your feet back in and just shake them out. So when you're doing any exercise, it's really important that you shake out any tension that you've created. And that goes for yoga the same as anything else. All right, so we're coming back to our standing position. So you can see that I've sort of gone, you know, over that central midline. My feet are pointing straight ahead. I've energized my thighs, so these are working. By pulling up my kneecaps, my quads work, my bottom's working, and I'm trying to keep my pelvis nice and steady underneath the shoulders. We're going to come into the famous triangle. So another one of the poses that you may be familiar with. Inhale, raise the arms up to shoulder height. So just make sure those arms are equal. Okay, we're going to lift the ball of the right foot and just rotate on the heel and lower. Keep squeezing the buttocks. That's lovely. Looking down your right arm. Now what I want you to do is lift the ribs. So what you're not going to do is a side bend. Can you see the difference? That's a side bend. And I want you to reach. So you've got to think about your ribs on that right side getting longer. So reach. Now you're going to hold either the thigh or the shin, or some of you may actually be holding your foot. Everyone's different. So push the bottom towards me, really squeeze your buttocks. Keep looking to the floor, so if you've got any neck problems, you need to stay like this. Otherwise, turn to look at your thumb. Now keep those quads lifted. Think about a triangle in geometry. There's no bends, so you're trying to keep these lines as straight as possible. Keep breathing. Watch out for your hand. Make sure the fingers are spread but not too tight. Support the back of your head. Good work. Looking down, use this upper arm to help you come up and recover. And then place the hands on the top of your legs here. Not up here, but down here. And then we're going to come into a warrior pose. So all you're going to do is bend that front knee, and you're going to make sure your knees over the ankle. Now really squeeze that back leg. I'm just going to hold this for 2 breaths, breathing in. Shoulders are really relaxed here. Just let them go. So what you're doing here is opening up the groin area, feeding blood to that area, also pushing blood up towards the heart. Beautiful, and straighten. And then just bring that leg back to centre. Brilliant. So we're going to do the other side now. So inhale, raise the arms up to shoulder height. Double check that the arms are at the same level, not down like this. Now, these quads must be lifted. So to do the left side, we're going to lift the ball of the left foot, rotate on the heel, and if you keep your legs straight, that's going to be not too difficult. And then push the foot to the floor. That back foot remains as it was. Squeeze those buttocks, keep those thighs lifted, open the chest. Looking down your left arm, reach slightly up as you reach to the side and grip either your foot, ankle, shin, or just above the knee. What you don't want, guys, is to put the pressure on your knee, because that's dangerous. So whatever's right for you, keeping that leg straight. Everyone's different. Squeeze the buttocks towards me. Keep looking to the floor. If you've got neck injuries or just a tight neck today, the rest of us are going to turn our head to look up. Now you turn from the waist here. Triangle's got this kind of turning in the waist. So think about your inner and outer obliques, those muscles that turn you. Spread the fingertips, no tension. I don't want them to be tense, I want them to be long and lengthened. Breathe, protect the back of your head. Beautiful. And looking down, use that back arm to help you recover. Squeeze the buttocks and just pop the hands right at the top of the legs. Beautiful. And we're coming into our warrior. So we're just going to bend that left leg, making sure the knee is over the ankle. So it doesn't matter how far you go down. Actually, what's really important is that knee over the ankle. So we're now protecting our knees, protecting our ankles, and really pushing it back through that back leg. Try to relax the top of the body so it's nice and chilled. So just to help you can inhale, roll those shoulders up and roll them down. Breathe. Keep squeezing the buttocks like crazy. Keep pushing that knee open. There's a lot going on here, but it's a nice steady pose. Builds up a lot of inner strength. Inhale, stretch the leg and come back to center. And then you can just walk your feet back in and again shake it out. Always just shake out any tension. You know, wherever you're working, there's points where you need to get up and you need to walk around and you need to let go of the tension, but you've got to be conscious of it. So until you're conscious of that tension, you don't even know you've got it. So stopping, 2 minutes, 1 minute, think about your breathing, let go of tension. That means by the end of your day, you're not building it up and building it up. Fantastic. We're going to do a balance now. So let's carry on with our classic tree balance that everyone knows. Everyone thinks that if they don't do a tree, it's not a yoga class, and I kind of agree. All right, so we're going to separate our feet nice and comfortably. That's great. And we're going to bend our legs. Pop your left hand on your pelvis, just to remind you that the pelvis plays a massive part in balancing. And just focus your breathing. You're going to reach down to your right ankle. So as you reach down, see if you can grab onto that right ankle. Then inhale, lift the heel right up into the groin and keep pressing into the soft tissue of that left leg. Now guys, some of you might have to stay here with the hand being held around the ankle. That is absolutely fine. For those who are really struggling, just pop your foot around the calf muscle and just keep putting it down if you lose balance. Okay, that's for those really struggling. The rest of us, we're going to pull it right up. And for those who can, squeeze your buttocks, focus your eyes on one spot. And bring your hands into prayer. Just breathe calmly, steady mind, steady pose. If you're near a wall and you're falling, just pop your hand out. This is not a competition. That's great. Okay, inhale, cross your thumbs. If you've got really tight shoulders, you can separate your hands. Breathe. The calmer your mind, the calmer the breath, calmer the breath, calmer the mind. And come down. And just let your leg come back down to the original position. Now don't fall out of postures, just give yourself a second before you shake it out. Okay, so that supporting leg has built up an awful lot of strength and a lot of blood into it. Okay, other side. So here we go. Again, I always like to start my postures in a very comfortable position. Oh, there we go. All right, so right hand on the pelvis, and we're going to reach down to that left ankle. So if you focus your eyes in front of you as you're doing that, you're less likely to fall over. Inhale, lift. Now your gaze will raise a little bit. And for those holding the ankle, you can stay there and do everything half a prayer. Okay? The rest of us, we're going to come into prayer position. Now if you're doing the ankle balance, where you've got your foot down, remember to take your foot to the floor when you feel like you're going to lose your balance, and then bring it back up to the calf muscle or to the ankle. Inhale, reach forward. Keep gazing to one spot. Think about your eyes as a steering wheel. If they move, the body moves. So try and keep those nice and steady. And exhale. And just let your leg come down. Don't collapse. And shake it out. It's fabulous. Okay, we're going to come down to the floor now for a twist before Jamie joins us for our forward folds. So come down to the floor as gracefully as you can. Okay, I'm going to just grab a couple of blocks here because these are really useful if you've got very tight hips. So if you know you've got a tight hip, we're going to put the right leg over the left. But if you've got really tight hips, this block, you can sit on it on that left side. And then the right leg will come over quite nicely. I actually really like doing this. I'm good at twists, but this is so nice. So this is going to go under your left. So you could, if you haven't got one of these yoga blocks, it's well worth investing in them. They're very cheap. Or a cushion. Something that's going to help lift you. So if you need that, something to remember that you need. Okay. So from here I've got the right leg over the left. And we're going to inhale, take the arms up. And as you exhale, you're going to bring your left arm in front of your right knee and try and pull it towards you. And then wrap your other arm around your back. So if I turn around so you can see what's going on at the back, so I'm turning the same direction as you, and this is coming around the back like this, or I'm going to use my hand close to my body, or I'm going to keep my arms straight and do this. So everyone's going to be different. The key is to get that twist. But if your hips are really, really tight, or you may have a larger belly, then that block's going to be really useful. Okay, getting into the position, breathe in and breathe out. Try and close your eyes and just feel the twist coming all the way from the waist and then the shoulder, then the hip. This is not easy, it's quite a challenging posture, but the benefits are massive. Good. Inhale, come all the way around towards the front. Use your fingertips like this and fingers, elbows to the side, and you're going to bring your head towards the floor. This is to stretch out your ribs and your hips. Now for those of you who really struggled, you could have straightened your left leg and put your right leg like this and then twisted this way. So let's all do that just so that we've got another option. So stretching out the left leg, the right leg is bent. Now can you see I've got quite a nice distance. You don't want it too close, you want it quite wide. Keep this leg active so you've got the quad pulled up. That's brilliant. So this time we're going to bring the left arm to the right, so you might just be able to hold the knee, or you might be able to go all the way around. Everyone's going to be different. Lift right up into the chest, and as you exhale, turn. Use this hand, really use it to turn you. Now the hand at the back needs to be to the floor. So if I show you from the side, you're going to look like that. So the hand is either really close or the fingertips like that. Try not to sink. Think about keeping that arm straight as you twist and turn. So you're massaging your internal organs, stimulating your spine, and getting the waist in your body to move in the right direction. And come back to center. So we're going to do the harder one first and then the easier one second. Right, other side. So same as, you're going to take your left leg over your right, And again, if you need that block or cushion, that's going to go on the right side this time. And that, oh, that's lovely. It brings you right up and you feel like you can twist much easier. So this is something that you really need to get right for you. Whichever version you're doing. So if you have to do that version, then do that and we'll do it twice. All right, here goes. Inhale. Reach forward with that right arm. You want that elbow around that knee and then hug the knee right in towards you. Show you this way. And then you're going to turn all the way around to your left. So lift up into your chest. Exhale, turn from the waist and then the shoulder and the chin. Now the arms are either going to be wrapped around your back, on the floor as close to your back as possible, or using your fingers like this to stop you falling over. This front foot really needs to feel like it's being pushed into the floor. So if you're doing the easier version, again, that's fine. All right, breathe in and breathe out. Turning from the waist. Now think about what's happening on the inside of the body. Try closing your eyes anytime you can. Connect to your breathing, so you're going to breathe into the abdomen, and as you breathe out, you're going to pull that abdomen back. That's good. Breathe into the belly. Breathe out, pull the navel back as you breathe out. And each time you do that, you might be able to go a little bit further. Very nice. Inhale. Coming out of this, using your fingertips, elbows pushed to the side to support your back. This is so you don't slam your head to the floor. You're going to stretch your hips out, your ribs out. That's your counter pose if you like, and back to center. All right, let's do the easiest version. So I'm going to stretch out the right leg and have the left leg placed like this. Now, make sure there's a nice distance between your knees. That's great. I'm going to do it this way so you can see. You can see what's going on at the back. Bring the arm around. Really use it on the outer edge. This one is either going to be like this or like that. So breathe in, and as you breathe out, turn from the waist and then the shoulder and then your chin. And keep this leg really active, this extended leg. See how the toes are pulling towards me. That quad is lifted. And the work is happening on the other side and all through the waist and the back. Just hold for 2 full breaths, eyes closed, breathe into the base. We're all doing this together. Some of us have now done this twice, and that's absolutely fine. Such an important posture. Spinal twist. Feeding blood into those eliminative organs, heating up the spine. Very good. And back to center. Shake out your legs. That's it. Just get them. Whew. Brilliant. Okay, we're going to do a really simple hip and groin opener now, but I'm going to get Jamie to do that because women tend to be slightly looser than men, so it's quite nice to use a guide because we can show all the different variations. All right, so you're going to need a block. You might need 2 blocks or a cushion. So if you haven't got a yoga block, use a cushion. All right, so thanks, Jamie. So we're coming down to our floor version. Guys, if you need a block or 2 blocks, you're going to sit on them. So if you just sort of do the front first, sit on the front of those 2 blocks. So you're going to literally sit on the first third of that block. That's great. What this does is helps the spine lift. So you're going to bring the soles of the feet together. Right, now you can imagine that for a lot of people this is probably the most challenging part of the class actually, because our hips are very tight. And I don't know whether you know, but men tend to hold their emotional tension in the groin, hips and the upper thighs. So what we're going to try and do is open our feet like a book. So think about my thumb as your big toe, and you're going to try and open them. So you're going to push your fingers up like that to try and open up the soles of the feet. Now what this does is rotates the hip flexors. That's great. and allows more rotation at the top. And then you're going to pull the feet towards you so that you sit up a bit more. So you want a lovely straight spine. Now, we're all going to be different. So some of us might find we're like this, that our knees are like that. That's why we need those blocks, because those blocks are going to help us get into a better position. This is not easy. This is probably the most challenging part. And you're just going to close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, squeeze the buttocks and open up the knees by pressing through those knees. But most importantly, the buttocks are really working. Now try closing your eyes and using your breath. So inhale into your belly. As you exhale, squeeze the buttocks and keep pressing the knees down towards the floor. Now your arms are working quite hard because they're pulling the feet towards you. If you can only reach your ankles, that is absolutely fine. As long as you can feel some sort of stretch happening in the groin area, don't overdo it. So use the breath. Visualize yourself melting tension away. Just keep breathing, inhaling. Exhaling, nice strong ujjayi. So you're going to use that valve at the back. That will help slow down the exit of the breath, but it'll make it completely empty those lungs. Breathing in and breathing out. Okay, now we're going to see if we can move forward a little bit here. So just opening your eyes, watch Jamie for a moment. You're going to take a deep breath, and then you're going to lean forward. So it's a slight lean forward. That's great. Now think about this like a lid of a box. So what you don't want to do is curl up like that. Just think about this as a box. So you might only go 1 centimetre. That's fine. You might go 2 centimetres. Great. Now I'm actually quite good at this, as you can see. However, it is quite challenging even for me. So I'm only going to go to here. So you might only have gone a little tiny bit, but when you do that, you're really warming up that lower back, working those hip flexors. It's such an important posture. This is called the cobbler pose. So just keep breathing. If this is too challenging, come back to sit upright. And then exhale and try a little bit further. You know what? We only stretch by relaxing and releasing our breath. We can't stretch if we are holding our breath and tensing our body. That's when we get injured. So breathe in as you prep, and breathe out as your extension. Breathe in as you prep, breathe out as your extension. Beautiful. And coming back to center, just pop your hands under the knees, take a deep breath, and slowly bring them together, and just wrap yourself up. Now, if you can't keep your knees together like this, take them wider. So take your feet wider, so that if you've got a larger belly or tighter hips, you're going to be able to relax anyway. And just let your head drop, let your back just collapse, and just let all the tension drop away. That's brilliant, well done. And release. And just shake those legs out. That's it, just give them a really good shake. Get all the tension out of the body. Fantastic. All right, we're going to do an inversion now. But I'd like to do something called the dolphin, which is going to strengthen your core muscles, get those shoulders loosened up, and get your hips working as well. All right. So we're going to use the length of the mat now. So coming towards the end of the mat, up onto your knees. That's it. Okay, so you're going to sit in the middle of your mat, guys, because you're going to put your arms towards the front. So just, Jamie does it from the side. That's it. Now grip with your thumb around the top of your arm. So with your thumbs like this, you're going to grip the tops of your arms. And make sure your shoulders right over your elbows. Perfect. Okay, you're going to bring those towards the floor. Open your lower arms, your forearms, link the hands together and into a tight fist. So you're going to keep the heels of the hands together, nice tight fist like this. Elbows remain on the floor. Okay, so looking through your legs, you're going to step your right leg back, straightening it. So you want to stay on the mat, so just go a little bit further down so you're on the mat. Guys, if you're quite tall, you need that fist around the front of the mat. So tuck your toe under, straighten the leg, straighten the leg, straighten the leg, energize your tummy. Now step back the other leg, keep pressing down through the arms. So you're coming into a plank position and you want your feet together here. That's great. Now you can see Jamie's got a perfect plank there. So what you need to do is make sure your hips are not too low. So drop your hips so people know what not to do. Woo! Don't do that. Ouch. Don't lift the hips too high. Ouch. Bring them to shoulder height until you feel your tummy muscles working really hard. Here we go. So we're going to inhale, lift the hips and raise right up onto the heels. Lift up, lift your hips into down dog. Really push back, so you're going to push your head now, keep right up onto your toes. That's it, so you can see how the heels are coming right up, and then exhale back into the original position. Don't drop the hips. Perfect. Inhale, up you go. Push through the shoulders and exhale down. So we're going to do 5 of these. And inhale, push the bottom right up, Jamie, and exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. You've got to keep pressing down through the arms, everybody. And one last time, inhale up. So try and push your head through your shoulders and then come back to the plank position. We're going to hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your knees to the floor, open them nice and wide, and then press back into your heels. So walk your hands right back towards your heels. Nice wide knees, everybody. Just keep breathing and just allow the tension to drop away from the body. That's great. And then we're going to come to sitting position. So just crawl up, walk yourselves up from the base of the spine, leaving the head to come up last. And we're going to prepare ourselves now for the shoulder stand, which is one of the most challenging of postures possibly for some of us, but in actual fact the benefits are huge. So just move down your mat, so your feet will probably come off your mat now, because you're going to lower yourself to the floor. So pointing your toes, don't lower yourself yet. Nice straight back, don't lean back, sit on your sit bones. That's it. Inhale, raise the arms. Now lower yourselves vertebrae by vertebrae. So you're going to drop your chin to the chest, tuck your tailbone under, and actually look at your chest. Now remember, the slower you do this, the more benefits you're going to get for strengthening your abdominal muscles and keeping your back absolutely safe. That's brilliant. Now when it comes to coming up into your shoulder stand, everyone's going to be a bit different. So I actually don't really care how you get up. Whatever's easier, rock and roll, throw your legs up. Practice trial and error. So here we go. We're going to lift ourselves up. Roll up, whatever you can do to support your back. So as soon as you get to this position, you're going to use your arms to help you. So looking from the back, you're going to put your fingertips pointing towards each other and thumbs around the outside of the body, and then see if you can get those elbows as close together as you can. So you can do that by kind of just dropping your legs a little bit, they might be here anyway, and then seeing if you can just move those elbows in. And if you can, then you're going to get into a higher position. Once you're in a position that you can hold, everyone's going to be different. Some people's legs are going to be lower, some people's are higher. It does not matter. What does matter is how you sustain this. So relax your ankles, relax your thighs and relax your buttocks. You need to relax your neck and your face so that you can breathe abdominally. Your organs are now going to restack themselves, which is amazing. And the blood is going to move. Stained blood from your feet is going to start shifting, and then gravity is working to help the heart. So as the blood rushes down towards the heart, it's giving the heart a rest, and it's also bringing oxygenated blood to your brain. So you can see how beneficial this is after a hard day's work. You need to think about how much oxygen we can replace in that brain and get it feeling relaxed again and sharp as well. You don't want to feel exhausted by the end of the day. Alright, so if that's you, great. However, some of us are going to get our bottoms really close to the wall and do the version that we did last time, which is feet up here, knees bent, and you're just going to push against the wall and get your hands under. So walk your feet up, push your hips off. Now this is nice, I actually like this. I don't feel so constricted. We're all a bit different. That's the version that you might want to use. The other one is just your legs against the wall, whether they're open, straight up, or soles of the feet together. It doesn't really matter. You're still getting a passive flow of blood towards the heart and the head. So for next lesson, I want you to have chosen which one works for you. The rest of us, whatever version we're in now, we're going to breathe calmly into our bellies. And exhale, trying to relax the face muscles. Keep the eyes closed now, you know what you're doing. And just think about all the benefits of your shoulder stand. Take a deep breath in. Exhale the right leg down. Don't force it to the floor, take it to where it's comfortable. Inhale up. If it goes to the floor, then that's wonderful. Exhale, left leg down to the floor, towards the floor, and inhale up. And then slowly lower both legs down if you can. Now if you can only go halfway, that's fine. If you can go all the way, that's great. But for those of you who actually feel like this is too much, bend your knees, bring your heels back towards your buttocks, and then cross your ankles and just hold there. All right, good. Now let's stretch the legs out behind us, and we're going to lower ourselves vertebrae by vertebrae. So we're going to use our arms as so just stretch your legs out, not too low, hands to the floor. Now it's really important here that you use these hands as a brake. Now it's quite challenging, this is, but what you don't want is to have your back slamming to the floor. So just do what feels right. Lower yourselves really slowly, that's perfect. And when your lower back comes to the floor, you're going to bend your knees. Have your feet nice and wide, knees nice and wide. That's great. Okay, now inhale and lift your hips up. Push up as high as you can onto your shoulders, so you're doing the opposite to what you've just done. So here you're strengthening your hamstrings, everybody. Okay, now lock your thumbs together like this behind your back. They're going to look like this, and you're going to roll your shoulders right underneath. You're going to sit onto your arms, unlock your thumbs like a fan, and walk your feet away. And we're going to do what's called the fish pose, which is the counter pose to what you've just done. So inhale, arch your back, leave your head hanging behind you. Just rest your head really carefully on the floor and make sure your toes are pointing to the sky, so you've got a really nice flexed foot. And just breathe as deeply as you can now. Okay, and slide to the floor. Now if that made you feel sick, you could possibly have low blood pressure, in which case don't do that exercise, okay, if that made you feel sick. That's brilliant. And just separate your hands. We're going to get yourselves back onto your mat so that you feel nice and comfy, everybody. If you want to put a jumper on, socks, blanket's ideal. So if your blanket's just sat by the side of you like that, you can just pick it up and cover yourselves up. So this is the most important part of the class now. Don't ever miss this bit out, because this is the bit where your adrenals calm down, and of course they have a lot to do with stress and anxiety. So if we can lower the adrenal levels, then we're really doing something. We can only do it when you're lying flat on the floor. You can't do it lying on the sofa or the bed. Something about lying flat on a floor really helps. Think about yourself as a spirit level, and that little bubble in the middle is getting nice and balanced. That's what's happening when you do this final relaxation. Make sure you're really warm. Okay, everybody, we can close our eyes. We're going to feel our body sinking down into the floor. Sometimes you think you're relaxed, and then as you breathe and let go more, you just feel the body settle. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Inhale. And a nice big sigh. Close your eyes. My toes and feet are relaxed. My ankles and calves are completely relaxed. My knees and thighs are relaxed. My hips and lower back are completely relaxed. My lower and middle back are relaxed. My lower and middle back are completely relaxed. My upper back is relaxed. My upper back is completely relaxed. My internal organs, heart and lungs are relaxed. My internal organs, heart and lungs are completely relaxed. My shoulders and arms are relaxed. My hands and fingers are completely relaxed. My neck and throat are relaxed. My chin and jaw are completely relaxed. My mouth and tongue are relaxed. My nose, cheeks and ears are completely relaxed. My eyes and forehead are relaxed. My head and scalp are completely relaxed. My mind and my body are relaxed. My mind and my body are completely relaxed. I'm at peace, peace, peace. If your mind wanders, just keep drawing it back to watching your breath come in, watching your breath go out. You need to be here for a minimum of 5 minutes. You may want more. Just notice your breath is cold as you breathe in through the nose, and it's warm as you breathe out. Just let your body sink down, down into the floor, into the mat, into the earth. When you do decide to bring your awareness back, remember to do this very slowly, just by moving toes and fingers and rolling your head from side to side. And when you do come up to sit, roll onto your right for low, normal blood pressure, left for low. Keep warm after your practice, drink plenty of water, because the body's detoxing and that water's going to help it continue. And try and stay calm and centered for as long as possible. So I'm going to just leave you here now, because this is your time. However long you decide to stay is entirely up to you, but give yourself a minimum of 5 minutes for all the benefits of your yoga practice, to settle into the body, into the muscles, into the cells. And we'll see you next time.